going to take a look at a commercial or civilian MRE from Meal Kit Supply. It can be found at mealkitsupply.com. And I recently opened up a case of Meal Kit Supply MREs from 2015. It was packed in October of 2015. And I went through some of the changes that have been made since the last case I had, which was from 2013. And as far as what's in these, they made some, they did some tweaks and some adjustments of the menus, some kind of major, some kind of minor. And this one is one of the ones that has a pretty minor change to it. The 2013 ones had strawberry banana dairy shake powder, and the 2015 ones, which don't have the components listed on the front, has a trans fat-free carrot spice cake in it instead. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same menu. And also, interestingly enough, I also just recently, within the last month or two, did a review of Menu No.1 from Meal Kit Supply from 2013. So if you want to see exactly what the differences are and what's the same, you can check out that video. I'll put a link down below. So this is a Meal Kit Supply Menu No.1 Spaghetti with beef and sauce. Like I said, it's a 2015 menu, and it was packed on the 300th day of 2015. There's a day code of 5300, October 27th, 2015. The old bags had the components listed on the front. This one doesn't, so we'll go inside to see what's in here. There's the peelable seal. And here we have the spaghetti with beef and sauce. It has a day code of 5246, so it was packed on the 246th day of 2015. So this is a very, very fresh one. And here's the heating sleeve for the entree, which has the nutrition facts and the ingredients. Here's the ingredients if anybody's interested in reading them, and the nutrition facts if anybody's interested in reading those. The Meal Kit Supply standard MREs are considered 3-course, which means that they include a side. And this one has a standard MRE side of Gratin Potatoes with a date code of 5260, the 260th day of 2015. See, the sides are about 5 ounces, while the main entrees are 8 ounces. We have a Grape beverage base powder, trans fat-free carrot pound cake, one of the new changes. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this before. You get the sleeve, instead of the old cardboard boxes, you get the sleeve with the entree, but they also throw in a little card for the nutrition facts for the side, which makes sense. You would want to know those too. So here's the ingredients. As for Gratin Potatoes, which is basically just cheesy potatoes, there's a lot of ingredients here. Here they are if anybody's interested. And here's the nutrition facts. We also have standard MRE crackers with a date code of 5271, also fresh, and cheese spread. This is pretty hard. It's definitely, they recommend kneading the package, and I would definitely want to do that with this one. It says a date code of 5209, 209th day of 2015. And we have basically a standard flameless ration heater. Interestingly enough, this is made by Sapaco for their Sure Pack meals. Even that has a date code of 5264, which is good to know because the flameless ration heaters do go bad over time. And we have like a standard, oh wait a minute, could be a little mistake in here, accessory pack, Meal Kit Supply accessory pack, which includes the brown MRE spoon, instant coffee with creamer, and a couple of sugars, salt and pepper, and a small napkin. And this, I'm assuming, is a mistake. 3 wet naps. Either they think I'm going to make a big mess with this, or something went wrong with the machine and they threw extra ones in there. Hopefully somebody isn't missing theirs. And as the other big change, besides the TFF dessert, they actually have added a pack of hot sauce. Now, interestingly enough, most genuine MREs include salt, but they don't include pepper. I've always kind of wished that they would throw the pepper in. But most commercial MREs do not have hot sauce or barbecue sauce. And with these new Meal Kit Supply ones, some of the menus do include hot sauce or barbecue sauce, so that's a nice touch. Now we'll go ahead and attempt to heat up the entree and the side dish in the Flameless ration heater. One thing about the Flameless ration heaters is they're really only designed to heat up one thing. The instructions say to put the pouch in the sleeve. You can either do an entree or a side, or if you have a hot beverage bag, you could heat up some water for your coffee or your other hot drinks. So although you can heat up two things, it's not really likely to be as effective, just because it's not really designed for that. And we're going to go ahead and try it anyway. Separate is actually separating down the side here. I got to be careful with that. For two items, I always recommend putting the first one in and activating the Flameless ration heater with just that in there. Mainly because you want to make sure that the heating elements are all activated. And it tends to be difficult to do that with two pouches in there on either side. So we're going to add about 40 milliliters of water just between these two fill lines here. Slide the entree and the heating elements back down. Hold the top over and lay it horizontal to get the water into these heating elements. And once you're sure those heating elements are activated, you can attempt to put the other pouch in on the other side of the heating elements. As I said, this FRH appears to be somewhat faulty in that this keeps sliding down the side here, which is unfortunate. But it is heating up. Put this into the cardboard sleeve, top folded down, and put the whole thing at an angle on a rock or something for about 10-15 minutes. Alright, now we'll check out what else we have in this MRE. Here's the trans fat-free carrot pound cake. The nutrition facts on that one if anyone's interested in seeing what a TFF component has in it. Now that one's quite moist. It seems to be sticking a little bit, not too bad. I'm guessing because of the freshness, this is it's a very moist, almost oily kind of a feeling to it. It smells good. It has that spiced pound cake smell, a little bit like a carrot cake or a pumpkin cake or just a spice cake. But it does smell good. There's the crackers, vacuum packed. Let's see if we can get the hiss out of this. Pretty good one. A little bit of cracking down here. Actually, this one's falling apart. This one's okay though. And we'll put the cheese spread on that. Give it a good knead. Soften it up a little bit, get everything mixed up. And there's your cheese spread. I think we'll use a little bit of Kiwi Dude magic to clean up this mess. Next up is the Grape Beverage Base Powder, which takes 12 ounces of water. Give me a little bit of magic too. Looks like basically white powder in here. And it turns into purple. It's been my experience that the electrolyte beverage-based powders tend to mix a little bit easier and better and quicker the non-electrolyte ones, and this seems to be that case. It's very cloudy in there. It's got a lot of white still floating around. I don't think you can see that, but yeah, there's still some little white bits floating around in there. And the last thing we have is the instant coffee. Go ahead and add the creamer and the sugar too. And some nice hot coffee. And that just leaves us with our entree and side. So it seems to be doing a pretty good job of heating them up. It seems to be doing a very good job, actually. Considering the heating element's in the middle, and it's actually kind of almost too hot to handle from the back. Yeah, it's got some pretty good heat to it. The entree, it's really hot on the bottom, not so hot on the top, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Actually, yeah, the top is pretty cold. Of course, you always can put this into some hot water instead, but I'm just going to do it with what they gave me. Spaghetti with beef and sauce is one of the all-time standbys of MREs. Looks and smells a lot like a canned pasta, and that's basically what it is. It's in a retort pouch instead of a can, but it does the same job of protecting it. As long as you don't have anything against canned pasta, it should be okay with this. And it looks good. It's got the short strands of pasta. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of spaghetti in there considering it's a spaghetti dish. It's got some crumbles of beef for the meat sauce. You can see a little bit of tomato here, a little chunk of tomato. So it's not just a red sauce, it has a little bit of texture to it. Don't really see anything else in there. And let's check out the potatoes. Good amount of cheese sauce in there. They're looking nice and cheesy. I'll go ahead and give it a try. It's good. It's not a gourmet meal, of course, and it is on par with the canned stuff I mentioned, like the Chef Boyardee stuff, Franco-American, that kind of thing. But it's not exactly the same. Definitely has an MRE type of a taste to it, as you would expect, of course. It's got a little bit of a cheesiness to it. I do see it has seasoning, including Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, onion powder, Parmesan cheese flavor. And it's kind of nice. It has that little bit of a cheesiness to it. Beef is good. The short strands of spaghetti, you don't have to worry about it getting all over the place if you're eating it right out of the pouch in the field. All in all, it's a pretty tasty, pretty hearty entree. I'll try out these potatoes. Those are good. The potatoes aren't too soft. They're not too hard. They're not too soft. They seem to be just right. The very cheesy sauce. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a boxed macaroni and cheese kind of a cheese sauce. There's a lot of it though. Not bland. I've had these before. They've seemed pretty bland, and it's got some flavor to it. Looks like the main cheese in here is cheddar, but I do like it. I will say that using potatoes as a side dish for spaghetti does seem like kind of an odd pairing, and I won't necessarily say that it works, that it's a natural pairing, but there are limited numbers of different sides for MREs that are available, and I guess they just figured this went better than fried rice or black beans, and I think I would agree with that. Wash that down with a little bit of the Grape Beverage. Which is good. Tastes like a kid's drink, like a Kool-Aid kind of a thing. And like I tend to say, if you're not really into that kind of thing or that sweetness, you can always just drink water. This is just something to liven things up a little bit and give you a little bit of variety. And of course, a few extra nutrients too. Try the cracker with the cheese spread. Pretty much know what to expect from these. And that's what you get. It's that salty cheese, like a Cheese Whiz kind of thing. If you're not into that, you're not going to like it. I've always been okay with it. We have our trans fat free carrot pound cake. Kind of a sheen to it. As I mentioned, it's pretty moist. It's got nuts in it too. I didn't realize that. I guess it's a carrot nut cake kind of a thing. Yeah, there's walnuts, so I guess that's a good thing to keep in mind if you can't eat nuts. You can see some carrot in here. The ingredients actually specified infused dried carrots, rather than just plain old carrots. But that's very sweet and very tasty. My first experience with a TFF product was a chocolate brownie, and I found it to be really bland. I don't know if maybe they were so new they hadn't really got the balance right. But because of that experience, I was kind of turned off to them. But I don't really notice any difference between this and the ones that have the trans fats in them. It's moist and sweet, just the way you like it. A little bit of instant coffee, which I think we know what to expect from that. Yeah, tastes like instant coffee. So everything seems to be pretty good. Since they do give you hot sauce, I want to add a little bit of that too. Oops. Let's see how hot that is. Yeah, it's got some kick to it. Aged cayenne, red peppers, vinegar, salt, and garlic. Got some on my fingers, and it's definitely got a kick to it. I did think that the spaghetti was pretty good. I didn't think the flavor really needed anything. I probably wouldn't have added anything to it. But I know a lot of people do like to kick up their MREs with the spices, either to kick them up or to hide the flavor or add some flavor. So I'll try it out. And yeah, it definitely adds another dimension to it. That's good. So that was a look at what you get in a Menu No.1 Spaghetti with beef and sauce MRE from Meal Kit Supply. The one last thing I want to do is to use some of my crumbled up cracker over here. To go a little gun dog on this one. I have the crackers, some cheese spread. Probably would have helped if I heated this up. Some hot sauce. Should throw a little bit in the potatoes too if there's any left. Not much in there, but and since we have it, a little bit of salt and pepper. To both of them. Let's give that a try. A little bit of everything in there. a completely different dish. It really is. If you find the MREs to be boring, you can just gun dog it up and you get something completely different. Try the same thing with the potatoes. Good stuff. Thank you for watching.